So let's talk about the therapeutic alliance. My daughter tells me this is hot. Everybody talks about it all the time for understandable reasons. And there is more and more research on the therapeutic alliance in couples therapy. So here's what I think it gets limited to too often. It gets limited to an empathic connection. And that's a piece of it. And the research is very clear on that. That both spouses, both partners have to feel we have an empathic alliance. We get them. That's really, really crucial. But there's more that the research on alliances talk about. And I'd like to add a word in front of alliance, working alliance. We're here to get something done together. And that means that in addition to an empathic connection, we have to have a shared meaning, a shared understanding of the challenges that I'm going to be helping the couple work on, and a way to work on them. So an effective working alliance isn't just that I care about them and they feel my care. It's that we have an approach to this, an understanding of what to work on, a set of treatment plans, if you will, that they want to march forward with me. And so we can get hung up on the empathic part. And in fact, having talked to a number of couples about their prior couples therapy experience, a lot of them say they felt the therapist cared, really nice person, felt comfortable with that person, but there really wasn't much going on in terms of what are we actually working on, and why are we working on it, and where are we heading? So I would call that not an effective working therapeutic alliance. So just a couple of things I look for early on, because I'm looking for this to start in the first session. By the end of the first session, I'm hoping to have some empathic connection, okay? But I'm also looking to have the beginning of a shared understanding of what the challenges are, what the problems are from my perspective, and how we would approach them. So even by the end of the first session, I'm trying to establish that, let alone after that. Then I'm always looking for a couple of things as indicators that we're having a working alliance. And one of them is, am I getting nods from people? Am I getting, yeah, that sounds right, or I hadn't thought about that. I'm looking at both people for nonverbal indicators when I'm saying, here's what I'm seeing, here's what I'd like to suggest. I'm looking for nonverbal or verbal signals that they get it and it's making sense to them. And if I don't get that from both people, if I get sort of this from somebody, I say, what do you make of that? I often ask both people to verbally respond after I have laid out some, let's say I've just talked about a pursuer distancer pattern or something, okay? I'm looking for nonverbals, and I often will ask for each of their reflections, reactions to what I just said. I'm looking to seal the deal that they see this as something that we're going to ally around. And then the second thing, I listen for yes, buts. Yes, buts. In fact, there's some very interesting research on failed therapy cases. These are family therapy cases, where one of the leading predictors of a failed case was the use of yes, buts from the clients in the first session. So clients are usually nice, so I'm not going to say, well, that's a crock. They'll say, yeah, I could see that, yeah, I kind of maybe come on too strong and blah, but, okay, and what they have just signaled is they haven't really bought it. They bought it kind of intellectually, and what they really think is something different than I'm thinking. So listening for yes, buts. And then the other thing that research found is that if the therapist is saying yes, buts, oh my goodness. Because what that means is they're proposing a way to think about the problem. They're proposing a diagnosis, if you will, and they're proposing a treatment plan. Maybe my spouse changes. And then I am rejecting that by saying yes, but. And when that happens, the alliance is nowhere. And what I say is the lights go off in the room, okay, if I'm saying yes, but. So what it means is that I have to kind of pull myself together here and understand I don't yet have a working alliance, or I had it and I lost it. And that my goal here is to see if we can get back in alignment, that I've missed something with them. Or if I am talking and they're not nodding or they're doing yes, but my goal then, it has to be to connect with them. What's going on? What meanings of them? What feelings? What thoughts? What hypotheses they have about their relationship that I'm missing? And so everything has to stop at that point to see if we can get back on track. So in summary then, empathic alliance, people feeling empathized with, cared for, is absolutely necessary. It's the first coin of the realm in therapy. But a working alliance around their goals has to involve two other things, and that is an agreement on what the nature of the problems are that we're going to be addressing, and of how I'm going to help them. And then working on that, those two aspects of the working alliance is what makes or breaks therapy.